welcome back to my channel. I am in a new location because I feel like I just need to mix it up for you guys every once in a while. It's gonna get boring, but guess what? It's Jesus time. We're gonna have a fun time. I actually stumbled upon this verse or this chapter when I was doing my reading today, and I was like, that sure would be interesting to just like read over, research a little bit, and share with you guys. And hi, if you're new, it's so great to meet you. I can't shake your hand, but I sure will try. But it's great to see your face. If you want to stick around, become part of the family, maybe subscribe, stick around. I'd love to see you again. So if you want to follow along today, we will be in the book of Mark. We will be in chapter 2, and we will be on verse 18 through all the way down to 22. So let's talk about for a second who is present in this scene. Let's set the scene. So we have John's disciples and we have some of the Pharisees, and they're kind of just sitting around in this public space. And based on this, these couple verses, they are fasting. Yet they are making a public, like, skeptical, is that the right word, of their fasting. So basically they're kind of just like using their fasting to get attention. And then also Jesus is around. So we got some people just standing around. We got John's disciples, we have some Pharisees, and we have Jesus. So Mark 2:18. Now John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting, and people came and said to him, "Why do John's disciples and the disciples of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast?" And Jesus said to them, "Can the wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast in that day." So when I first read this, I was like, weddings? We're talking about weddings now, bridegrooms, all this stuff. So basically, they are making this scene of their fasting. They're using their fasting to get attention. They're just kind of like fasting out in public. And people around them notice that, and they see Jesus, and they're like, so why aren't your disciples fasting? Isn't that kind of weird? Like, and so I kind of had to look up and research some of this imagery. It is always super nice when you don't understand something in the Bible to research and read into some sermons that people have done on it, and just kind of like see what the surrounding verses say and things. So basically, the marital imagery is used like quite frequently throughout the Bible. Usually here is like Jesus is the groom and the church is the bride. In this instance, he's kind of saying that his followers are the guests of the wedding. So he's saying, since he's around, that they should be in a time of celebrating, of feasting, of faith, of learning more about him. And so you don't go to a wedding and decide not to eat. You don't go to a wedding and be like, yeah, we're just gonna sit here and not celebrate or do anything. So that's basically what Jesus is saying, that they don't need to fast because that he is there. They no longer need to fast because his presence is there, and they can celebrate and be happy about that. But he's also not bashing their fasting. He's not saying their fasting is bad. He's just saying that when you decide to fast, it should be something that is between you and God, and not a public thing for you to get attention. If we move a little further into Mark, what I was actually like really interested in was verses 21 and 22, and it talks about new from the old. So let's read that. People upstairs are walking? Cool. So let's read Mark 2:21 through 22. "No one sews a piece of unshrunken cloth on an old garment. If he does, the patch tears away from it, the new from the old, and a worse tear is made. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is destroyed, and so are the skins. But new wine is for fresh wineskins." That's a whole lot of new, old, all kinds of stuff. I kind of, after the whole fasting conversation, I was really interested in this part of the verse, and I was like, let's dive into this and let's talk about it with all of you guys. Actually, when I was doing my research, stories of new and old wine cloth appear in Matthew 9:16 and Luke 5:36 through 39. So this idea of new and old is present throughout, and they all summarize and are telling the same message. So, and then I cross-referenced. My Bible has these handy dandy notes down here. It's super fun. Study Bibles can be very useful. And so if I read the notes for this verse, it says, just as new, unshrunken cloth cannot coexist with an old garment, the kingdom of God cannot be regarded merely as a patch over the regulations of the Mosaic, Mosaic law and extra-biblical traditions. New wine versus old wineskins illustrates the same truth that Jesus brings a new era with new ways. I love that right there. Jesus brings a new era with new ways. So during this time, God didn't send Jesus to go and patch up Judaism, to patch up these laws. He came down to restore, to bring these things that were already set in stone and make them what God wanted them to be in the beginning. And so, you know, I just thought about this real deep, and I'm like, when I come to God and I'm like broken and I think everything's wrong with me and my life is just, I'm like, this is not going good. I come to God and He doesn't go, okay, let me put a Band-Aid here, a Band-Aid here, a Band-Aid there, and you're good. Go try to live your life. He heals you for good, and He heals you for an everlasting life. He wants you to come to Him. He wants to renew you, and He wants to send you out better than you were when you came to Him. He wants to be able to fix you up so that you don't fall again, and if you do fall again, He'll lift you back up. And I think like that instills a lot of hope in me. And it's like, and like the thing about human nature is even when He restores us new, it's still like a constant thing of us like checking in with God and like keeping that relationship strong. And He has the ability to completely make you new and to heal you of everything that you ever struggle with, your brokenness, your holes, and everything that is incomplete in you. He can fix those things, and He can fix those things for good, which is just like, it's just like really cool to think about. So what, I guess just to wrap this all up, what He was saying in this is He's gonna fix your broken foundation. He's not just gonna patch you up and send you out. He's going to make sure that you have the armor to be able to survive out there and continue to share His word and to ultimately give you an everlasting life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Went in a little more depth today in the book of Mark. If you like this kind of style, let me know and I'll do more. And I hope you guys just have the best week ever. And I will see you this week. Okay, bye.